right, let's get to Kellyanne for just a bit. So last weekend, I don't know, did you see this yet, man? Saturday Night Live did a Fatal Attraction read of Kellyanne Conway and Jake Tapper. And, we've been picking up this energy a little bit. It does always seem like Jake and Kellyanne are on some kind of like weird date or something. And they went and they took that to the next level. Do we have that ready, Matt? Okay, so let's look at this is Saturday Night Live, Jake Tapper, Kellyanne, Fatal Attraction, and then we're going to look at some clips about how this actually seems like it's coming true in real life over the weekend.
And that'll do it for us on State of the Union. As always, I'm Jake Tapper. Fareed Zakaria, GPS, is next.
And we're out.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Yeah, great show, man. And for what it's worth, I think it was the right call not to let Kellyanne on today.
Thank you. The White House offered her. She's got too many credibility issues.
Yeah, I'm glad you drew the line.
Thanks. Well, have a good night, Mike.
All right, man.
Back at it tomorrow.
Have a good night, Jake.
Do you want a drink?
Jesus. Kellyanne, what the hell are you doing here?
I just want to be a part of the news, Jake.
She's nailing
This
the
is how you do it?
cadence.
Oh, yeah.
By breaking into my apartment?
What was I supposed to do? You weren't answering my calls. You changed your number. I'm not going to be ignored.
You don't get it, Kellyanne. You made up a massacre. We can't have you on.
But I missed the news. I'm gonna get mic'd. I want to feel that hot black mic pressed up against my skin. Is this the tie you wore in the news today? Smells like the news. You taste the news in your face, too.
Kellyanne, no! We can't have you on TV if you're just gonna keep lying.
Okay, fine. I'll do something else. I'll do something really crazy. What if I do a free commercial for Ivanka's shoes? Live on air. Would you like that, baby?
What? No, that's illegal.
So what?
So this was a brilliant sketch, and I definitely I think it captured like the inner essence of Kellyanne Conway underneath her sort of like disturbingly calm, compulsive, lying exterior. But we were noting yesterday that Kellyanne, was out saying, literally almost moments before Mike Flynn was eased out, that he had the trust of the president.
Full confidence of the president.
Full confidence of the president. So what did you think when you saw that, Waz? What was your impression of that?
Of the skit? Or
No, of her saying that, and then how clearly out of alignment it was with reality.
Look, you got to understand, I'm one of those people that immediately after Trump was elected, one of my first thoughts was like, oh my God, Kellyanne Conway's going to be on TV for 4 years. Like, that was one of my first thoughts. So it's like, this is what she's been doing for basically a year. Like,
yes.
At a certain point, it's like, what do these people have to do to not get on TV?
Well,
I think we're at the point. Like, this is the saturation
we might
point.
actually be
They're
reaching.
just lying
We
to
might
you.
actually. But what was so interesting about the last lie was that it looked like now we've got the new wave of lies coming out, which is that they're all lying to each other. Like, look at
Right, and
what they
that's-
did to
yeah.
Mike Pence. The great thing about the thing that I love most about the Mike Pence story, and again is a soft spot for Trump, is like the complete disrespect that Pence gets. Like, it's almost like, wait a second, everybody knew this weeks before I did? Wait, did I just get fucked? Yeah, Mike, you did get fucked.
Yes.
And by the way, you're out of the Rosneft deal. Now get out of the White House.
Well-
by the way, you and Mike, the two Mikes, both your Rosneft deal shares are done. Shouldn't you be at some summer camp torturing a gay kid or something, Mike?
Well, that's
Fucking loser, get out of my sight. But I think that's like, now what's happening with Kellyanne is that, like, you're seeing the internal mess
right.
go out in public. So here she is on Morning Joe, or they're talking about her on Morning Joe, and it seems like maybe this SNL sketch, there might have been some internal leaks that led to that sketch as well.
Rick, Joe was just saying that she books herself on these shows. We know for a fact she tries to book herself on this show. I won't do it because I don't believe in fake news or information that is not true. And that is every time I've ever seen her on television, something's askew, off.
Look at Kelly. Look at Mika with her totally very getting up in Kellyanne's grill. All right, go ahead.
Or incorrect. Another piece of news concerning Kellyanne Conway. The government's top ethics office is urging the White House to investigate the president's counselor for publicly endorsing Ivanka Trump's clothing line. I still can't believe this happened. In a letter to the White House, the director of the Office of Government Ethics wrote there's, quote, strong reason to believe that Conway violated rules against misusing her position, that, quote, disciplinary action is warranted. The chairman of the House Oversight Committee, who urged the Ethics Office to investigate, has now called on the White House to follow the agency's guidance. Joe, you have some reporting on this as well.
Well, it's actually the same thing I've heard since Donald Trump was elected by his top aides, and again confirmed it last night. She's out of the loop. She's in none of the key meetings. She goes out and books herself often. And, I said this morning, I saw some of the headlines yesterday and felt badly because the language I used was harsh, and I'm going to take it back. About her, quote, lying. I think, Rick Tyler, it is equally as bad that a spokesperson in the White House actually goes out and makes things up. She doesn't know. She doesn't have the information. She's not in any of the key meetings. She's not briefed. And so she'll go out like she did yesterday. She'll hear me say something about her, as apparently this is what I heard from inside the White House, and then she'll immediately start calling, and she'll call people that go on TV and defend herself. And so then she goes on the Today Show, gives misinformation, as she does on all of these shows. And again, I don't even think she's saying something that she knows to be untrue. She's just saying things just to get in front of the TV set and prove her relevance, because behind the scenes, she's not in these meetings. And any reporter can ask anybody in that White House, and they will say the same thing. She's not in the meeting. So, Rick, the question is, why does the president allow her to keep going out and spreading false information?
So let's get to O'Reilly in a second. But what's incredible about this clip is this always reminds me why Morning Joe is always the worst. First of all, you can't believe that she did a Nordstrom sale while she was on TV. Like, if you are a professional observer of anything, if that surprises you, you should reevaluate the job you do.
Yeah, because you suck at it.
Yeah.
This is the problem with having a goddamn, ex-Republican congressman on the morning show of quote-unquote liberal MSNBC.
Right.
It's like Mika comes out and says, chick comes out and lies. She's lying. She's lying.
She's lying. She's lying.
Joe's like, well, she's not getting the info. She's not an insider. Blah. It's like, no, dude. And by the way,
and they're still both shielding Trump to some degree.
That's my point. And that's what I was gonna say. Like, even if she's not in those meetings with Bannon, with President Bannon and Vice Lackey Trump.
Right.
But I bet you she's got a direct line to Trump.
Oh yeah. And who do you think?
She gets information directly from him.
And incidentally, the best news that has been reported for Kellyanne Conway's career in the last couple of days was like, Trump loved the Nordstrom's ad, obviously. So again, that's another thing she gets blamed for. That's the thing about cable news. They're getting a little bit more aggressive, but there's still like these well, I think the president can pivot. The president can't do anything. This is who he is. This whole situation is a product of it.
Hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Subscribe.